Hello my friends, I hope you guys are having a great day. Welcome or welcome back to Trapped by Love. If you're interested in true crime and justice, you are in the right place. So I hope you consider hitting that subscribe button because we'd love to have you join us. By way of disclaimer, we discuss true crime cases involving domestic abuse and domestic homicide on this channel. So if this is not the kind of content you are looking for, I completely understand. Thanks for stopping by. For all of you who are left, let's go ahead and get into today's case. This case has been on my list since before I even knew I was going to need a list. So I apologize if I get a little ranty throughout. It's something that bothered me from the day that it happened right through the trial. So seriously, I apologize. Today's case is that of Warriena Wright. Now, if any of you know the details of this case, you may be wondering how it fits with the domestic abuse element of this channel. Well, for me, it's always seemed to be an abusive relationship in hyperdrive. So I'll start at the beginning and I'll try to explain. Warriena Wright was born on the 20th of May in 1988 in the Philippines, which is where her mother, Merzabeth, was from. However, her dad was from New Zealand and that's where the family settled. In 2014, Warriena, to those who love her, was 26. She was working at a call centre for Kiwi Bank and living with her sister Marisa. She was a beautiful, vibrant young lady, finding her way in the world. A friend of Warriena's says she was all about dignity, equality and fairness. What's right? She had this motherly want to help you type thing, says her friend, even if she didn't know someone very well. And she looked after her sister and her mum so much. She talks about a girl who was a technology literate nerd, who took photographs and drew, who liked Hello Kitty, eBay bargains and last minute road trips, along with conspiracy theories. She was hard, with strong opinions, never retreating in an argument, but also soft. Warriena was an animal rights activist and had written to Parliament with the hope of increasing penalties for anyone who was convicted of cruelty to animals. When asked about where Warriena got her love of animals, her dad said, "That'd be me. I have cats as guard dogs." This resonates with me. I also have a guard cat. I always know when someone's coming to the door because my Frady cat does a runner. Okay, so maybe not so much a guard cat, but an alerter cat. On the 29th of July in 2014, Warriena flew to Australia to attend a friend's wedding. She landed in Queensland, and after the wedding festivities, she took in the sights of the holiday destination, that is the Gold Coast. She went to Australia Zoo and spent time at the beach. She extended her stay for an extra week. In this time, she was also talking with a guy that she'd matched with on Tinder. After speaking with this man, who Warriena said reminded her of Jared Padalecki, you know, Sam Winchester from Supernatural. I'm more of a Jensen Ackles fan myself, but that's neither here nor there. Warriena thought this guy was cute, and after a week of talking via the app and then texting, Warriena agreed to meet 28-year-old Gable Tosti. The pair met up and headed to a bar. Shortly after, though, CCTV catches them leaving and heading to a bottle shop where they bought a 6-pack of beer before heading to Gable's unit on the 14th floor of the Avalon Apartments. Gable Tosti was a 28-year-old carpet layer, and though Warriena didn't know it, he was a bit of a creep. He was the type of guy to brag on online bodybuilding forums about how many women he had slept with, and that he kept a book with stats and ratings. He complained about one of the girls he'd taken home who decided not to sleep with him and was given a bit of a reality check by another man in the chat, pretty much schooling him on consent and the woman's right to say no because she doesn't owe you anything. Along with all that, he had been banned from a number of nightclubs in the Surfers Paradise area for harassing women. He'd been banned for life from a bar called Sin City because he was following women around and behaving aggressively towards them. So we can safely say Warriena got duped because this POS was a far cry from Sam Winchester. The pair spent the evening drinking and talking. They also had sex. But at 12:56, Gable began recording on his phone. This recording was ultimately stored as session 24. Yeah, so there's that. He's a grot. At first, the audio is what you would expect of two people who'd been drinking throughout the night. They are heard to be talking shit and having fun, but as Gable began plying Warriena with his homemade vodka, things started to get a little out of hand. She tells him that she prefers beer and that she is a psycho drunk, but he insists that she keep drinking. Then came a point when Warriena wanted to leave. As she was gathering her things, she couldn't find her phone, and she accused him of stealing it. On the recording, Gable can be heard asking her for her number so he can call her phone. So he's helping, right? He had been in contact with her by text before this night, so she'd already given him her number. So it's all just a little suspect. In the end, he doesn't ring the phone. She doesn't find it. She just continues to get increasingly upset as she continues looking for her phone. He asks her to stay the night. They continue drinking and Warriena continues looking for her phone. At around 1:35, she says she's going to call the police. Gable's response, how are you going to call the police without your phone? Warriena starts tossing decorative stones at Gable. He says he wants her to stay, offers to cook them something to eat. They have some strange, drunk, but calm conversation for a bit. Then at 2:10, there is the sound of a struggle. And Warriena says, that really hurt my vagina. And Gable laughs in response. At 2:14, Gable says, you're not my kind of girl. You've worn out your welcome. You have to leave. To which Warriena says, it's okay. It's all good. He keeps going though, saying, I thought you were a nice girl. You are fucking insane. I'll play you the next 7 minutes of the audio captured from that night. But please be aware, it is quite distressing. I'll put a time code here in editing if you'd like to skip it because it is pretty harrowing.
No, that's not. Hazelnut. No, seriously, I need a fucking shit.
I don't care, that's
No.
enough.
It's fucking.
That's enough. That is more than enough.
No. Jesus.
You want it, you're welcome. You're not my kind of girl.
What?
That's enough. You have to leave.
Okay. It's so good. He knows. He's so good.
Nice girl.
He's so good.
Fucking
It's not about how you need. It's not about how.
Yeah, it is. You're fucking insane.
It's not about how you need. It's about how you give a shit now. Baby.
I thought you were only kidding, but you're not.
I'm gonna poo.
You poo. Go on. Right now. I do need a sample of DNA. See, I thought you were kidding, and I've taken enough. This is fucking bullshit. You're lucky I haven't chucked you off my fucking balcony, you goddamn psycho little bitch. Who the fuck do you think I am? Yeah, do your Muay Thai now. got something to say? Say it.
Yeah.
Say it. What?
You're so sexist.
I'm the one who's injured. You don't have a goddamn scratch on you.
Seriously. I do.
Seriously, what? Seriously, what? Seriously, what? I thought you were just playing around. I'm fucking sick of this shit. Goddamn psycho. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna walk you out of this apartment. Just the way you are. You're not gonna collect any belongings or anything, you're just gonna walk out. And I'm gonna slam the door on you. You understand? If you try to pull anything, I'll knock you out. I'll knock you the fuck out. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Come on, get up. Get up. Fuck up. Get up. Okay, get up. You don't understand, do you? You don't understand anything at all, do you? You don't understand. You don't understand, do you? You just don't understand. Let go. You think you can hit me and I'll just like fall down like in the movies? Huh? You don't understand, do you? Let go of it. Let go. Let go. Let go. Go. Who the fuck do you think you are?
No!
Hmm?
No! No!
You're
No!
trying to kill me, huh?
No!
Why'd you try to hit me with that?
No!
Huh?
No! 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 No!
Fucking mouth. It's all on recording, you know? It's all being recorded. Come here, quick.
So in that recording, we hear a struggle. We hear Warriena begging to go home. We hear choking sounds. We hear him say to her, "I would have let you go home, but you've been a bad girl." We hear him force her out onto the balcony of his 14th floor apartment, and we hear him lock the door, leaving her out there. We then hear her scream 26 seconds after he locks that balcony door. We hear her scream as she falls the 14 stories. And after Warriena fell the 14 floors from Gable's balcony, he didn't check on her. He didn't go out on the balcony to look over, to check to see what had happened, where she'd landed. Nothing. What he did was try to call his lawyer, who of course didn't answer because it's 2:30 in the morning, you dickhead. He then goes downstairs and sees there's a crowd gathered and police cars arriving. So he goes back through the underground garage to go out onto the streets of Surfers Paradise. And he then proceeds to wander around, at one point stopping to get himself a slice of pizza. He then called his dad, telling his dad that he might have a bit of a situation. And this call is recorded.
Hello, Dad? I might have a bit of a situation. See, I met up with a girl for a date tonight. And she started getting really aggressive. Like, it was alright at first, and like, we, had sex in bed, and then after that, like, she kept drinking, and we were both drinking, and she, like, I think she thought it was like a joke or something, but she kept, like, beating me up and whatever. Yeah, and it was because she was really drunk. And like, I forced her out on the balcony, and I think she might have jumped off. Like, I've been walking around, and there are like a million cops around my building. I'm fucked. I don't know what to do. Hey? Like where? I didn't cause this. Like, I didn't push her or anything. I'm like just walking around the area, and there's like a million cops around the area. It's really fucked up. I'm like next to Domino's. I didn't cause this. Like, I didn't push her or anything. I'm like just walking around the area, and there's like a million cops around the area. It's really fucked up. I'm like next to Domino's. Dad, like, I didn't. This isn't my fault. I didn't do this. I was giving her my alcohol, but she was really violent, and I don't know. I like tackled her on my floor inside the building, and then, but I never forced her over the balcony. God no, I never do anything like that. It's really fucked up. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm walking around the area, and I just see a million cops around Avalon. This is really, really fucked up. Why does this shit keep happening to me? Like, I swear to God, I didn't push her or anything. I just chucked her out on the balcony and shut the door because she was beating me up.
So he basically tells his dad that this has happened. It's not his fault. He didn't do anything to her. She was aggressive. She jumped or fell. And then his dad comes by and picks him up. Then 2 days later, with his attorney in tow, he presents himself to the police station, where he's charged with murder and also manslaughter for Warriena's death. Before I go any further, you may be wondering why a 28-year-old guy has his lawyer on speed dial, or why he has a lawyer at all. Well, Gable was already known to police because in 2004, he had set up a fake ID racket with some mates that had netted him around $30,000. Gable and his two co-conspirators were given 200 hours of community service and put on probation. Along with this, he was also facing charges for obstruction, assault on police, and public nuisance. These charges were related to an incident in Surfers in January of 2014, where Gable led police on a high-speed chase. The police weren't the only ones to have problems with Gable, though. Like I said, he wasn't welcome in a number of nightclubs around town, and even on Tinder, he wasn't making a great impression a lot of the time. A woman who'd been contacted by Gable on Tinder told A Current Affair that he had written to her saying, quote, "Roses are red, violets are blue. I've got a gun, now get in my van." I'm sorry, what? No. There should be a creep register or something. I don't know. Just saying. So, like I said, he's charged and goes to trial for Warriena's murder in October of 2016. He didn't take the stand in his own defence, which is probably why, after 4 hours of deliberation, the jury came back and found him not guilty. The problem I have is why wasn't he charged with something along the lines of false imprisonment or kidnapping? Something like that, because I think that would have stuck and he would have at least been held responsible in some regard. But for whatever reason, they didn't, and Gable walked away scot-free, which frankly freaking annoys the shit out of me. Every time I think about it, it just boils my blood. Now, in the media, this photo of the reenactment of Warriena hanging from the balcony was shown repeatedly, hanging with her feet facing inwards towards the balcony below. However, witnesses who saw her fall say she was actually the other way round, with her back to the railing and her feet pointed out. No matter how drunk you are, no one is going to think they're going to get to the lower level that way. And this would have been a very awkward way to climb over the balcony railing. This photo, among other things, has led to various theories circulating online, the most prevalent being that Gable left Warriena hanging over the edge of the balcony after she screamed no 33 times and begged to go home. However, this wasn't proven, and the official story presented in court was that after Gable locked her out on the 14th story balcony, she climbed over the edge in an attempt to get away from him because she was fearing for her life. I get he's been acquitted, so this is only my opinion. Don't come at me. But she fell within 26 seconds of him closing that door. I would think it would take longer than that to even formulate the plan to climb the rail. But obviously the jury felt differently. To add insult to injury, a matter of weeks later, Gable Tosti was featured on 60 Minutes and was reportedly paid $250,000 for the interview. And the reason that I say that I believe there would have been a different outcome had he taken the stand in his own defense, basically it comes down to that interview. He is the most arrogant, despicable, unlikable person on the planet. And I believe, yes, it is just my opinion because he's been acquitted. We know he's not lawfully responsible, but I fully believe he had everything to do with Warriena being frightened to death. And whether that was because he put her over the edge physically or just emotionally, to me, either way, it doesn't matter. He locked her out. He locked her out on a balcony with no way to get help and knowing that she would have to, at the very least, go in and past him to get out and away from him. It's just heartbreaking. It is absolutely heartbreaking. And to think that Warriena's family sent their daughter and sister to Australia for a wedding in what was supposed to be paradise, only for this to happen to her. It's hideous. I have my own thoughts on why the jury found the way that they did. And that is basically because they heard in the audio a drunken female, and that was not acceptable to them. So it was sort of a case of, what did she expect? She shouldn't have gotten so drunk. Kind of like the whole, yeah, of course she got raped. Look at what she was wearing type idea. And to be honest, I really do think that is why the jury found the way that they did. They didn't want to ruin this guy's life because of some drunken girl, which is despicable. Because the things he said, that fucking respectable guy, the things he said sounding completely clear and composed as though he was barely drunk at all, while you can hear him choking her and telling her that he would have let her go, only she's been a bad girl. I'm sorry. I don't care how drunk you are. No one deserves to be treated that way. Take a breath. It's okay. I'm ranting. I'm sorry. I'm ranting now. I told you it was going to happen. I thought I got most of it out in scripting this, but obviously not. Composed. I'm composed. Look at me. Gable has since changed his name and goes about living his life as Eric Thomas. So anyone in Australia or coming to Australia and coming across this piece of garbage, stay well clear. The man's got issues. He's also got a new Tinder profile. And I'm sorry, but I've never, let's just put it this way. I've never seen or heard any remorse, regret, or any feeling about this situation that wasn't based on himself or about himself. So, my opinion, best to stay well clear of him. I'm going to leave it there. There are other stories linked to this creep that I will put in the description box and show notes, but I'm going to leave it there because this is about Warriena. This isn't about him. And that's all I have for you on this case. My heart breaks for Warriena and her family. This should never have happened. And the fact that it did is tragic enough. But he should have been held responsible, at least in some regard. It just blows my mind. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to go. But I thank you for listening to today's case. And as always, if the content in this case has raised any concerns for you regarding your own relationship or that of a loved one, please reach out for help. There is a list of resources in the show notes and the description box below. My aim in covering these cases is to honour the victims of these crimes and to get their stories out there in the hopes of warning others who may face similar situations. The hope is the more people who recognise the red flags and warning signs of abusive relationships, the less prevalent these cases will be in the future. I thank you again for joining me this week, and until next time, please take care of yourselves and be kind to one another. Bye.